Hey, you. Yeah, you. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Chris Morgan, aka the Bagel Guy. Ladies and gentlemen, not since Joe Pesci in Goodfellas have I laughed my ass off at a small Italian tough guy. And yes, he says that he doesn't know his nationality or he doesn't want his nationality known or whatever, or he thinks his mom or dad is from Italy or whatever the fuck. I mean, but listen, I'm half Italian. I know a fellow Italian when I see one. And I know the rage that ensues in us. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short or it just comes out. I mean, maybe it's all the sugars in our food and pastas. I mean, who knows? But like the rage it's there. And when you're a certain height, when you're only 5 feet tall, it just all comes out. And this guy is just basically just become a superhero over the weekend. Does he have any superpowers? No, but his power is just to not take shit. And this guy just, he's had it up to here with his life. And clearly he's angry at a lot of women that have fucked him over. A lot of people say he's racist. A lot of people say he's sexist. But how did it get to this? I mean, how did a person take so much abuse in his life and just instead of like kind of spinning it and, just kind of brushing it off to the sides and just saying, you know what, I don't give a fuck. It's cool, make fun of me, whatever. But you know what? With everybody, it just gets to a point where you can only take so much shit and, you basically explode. And the sad fact is, I mean, I don't want to laugh at this, although I actually do enjoy laughing at this. I mean, a lot of people do say he has a mental disability or whatever, but it very well could be that he does have one. But at the same time, I think he's just Italian, and this is just all coming out. And him being 5 feet, at the age of 45 years old. Also, if I can mention, he owns a cleaning business. So he's this angry. He's got kind of the slang going, and he owns a cleaning business. Once again, if this doesn't prove that he's Italian, I don't know what does. But anyways, basically, what was it, a few days ago that this guy, he went to this store called the Bagel Boss. And he just, blew his shit. Someone just started recording him. Maybe the person was just as short as him. Maybe they crouched down a couple feet. I don't know. It is very well taped. But anyways, the guy just starts losing his shit. I mean, he basically just, like I said before, just turns into, fucking Joe Pesci in Goodfellas or Casino. I mean, he just starts losing it. He starts talking about, he feels women in general on dating sites, lie about their height. Why can't guys? Let me just say something to that. First of all, I just want to say this. I'm 6'1". I go up and down from 250 pounds. So, I'm no stranger to food. So, my thing has always been, being called, a fat ass. So, that's something I've had to deal with. Has there been times where I've taken it the wrong way? Of course, but you got to keep your cool and just chill. I'm fat, so I'm just going to eat something that'll calm me down, and that's it. But a lot of people are different, and short people, they got this whole Napoleonic complex. Now, Napoleon, was a general, he was a leader, but he was also extremely fucking short. A lot of people couldn't tell because he was just on his horse all day. And, but once he got off there, it was fucking, it was like Danny DeVito. I mean, and I'm sure that fucked with him big time. That's what probably made him so angry. I mean, among other things, of course. But yeah, it sucks, man. I mean, I've never. No, obviously I've been sort of tall all my life. I guess I'm considered tall if I'm 6'1", but I mean, being short, I don't know. I mean, it just must suck, because I mean, you just listen. Everybody just wants to be treated as equals. Doesn't matter, short, tall. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But like when you're short and you're a certain age, it's like like you kind of think God is fucking with you. I'm sure. And I think it's tougher for guys. I really do. I mean, like if you're a short woman, I'm not saying you have it any easier or anything like that, but as guys, like we don't. I mean, as far as I know, I mean, this is just my thing maybe, but as far as I know, guys don't give a shit if a woman is short. I mean, like we really don't care. I mean, for the most part, I'm just going to put this out there. For the most part, I've noticed that a lot of short women always have the best breasts, and that's awesome. It's almost like God said, you know what? I'm sorry, we were lacking a couple feet that day making you. We were short a couple inches, Josh was on vacation, we couldn't get the orders in, so we'll just give you a really nice pair of breasts. And, everything just evens out. So I'm not saying all short women have great breasts, but, I'm 6'1" and I have awesome breasts. So, but the point is, you get, the cards that you're dealt in life, it is what it is. But I guess a lot of short people just, take it on the chin, no pun intended. And it sucks. I mean, you want to be taken seriously, but then you're arguing with someone who could be like at least a foot taller than you, so you're looking up and they're literally looking down on you. It's not even a psychological thing. I mean, it is, but they're literally looking down on you. Like they think that, they can push you around like you're a little fucking kid and, and it sucks, So this guy, like I said, he's not being taken seriously in the store. I mean, apparently he goes in the store like, on a daily basis or, I don't know, every couple days, whatever. And, he just wants a bagel, As a person who's 4% Jewish, I completely understand. A good bagel is hard to find. It really is. I mean, if you go to like a grocery store and, there's certain, I don't know. I hate like when you get like a bagel pack and it's not already cut. I mean, this is how like lazy and spoiled we are as a society. I mean, remember back in the day we used to like have to cut our own bagels. Actually have to cut our own food and actually put in an effort. But, anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so bagels are great. Toasted, little butter, cream cheese. No, I was talking about this guy. I'm sorry. Okay, so. And that's all I wanted, and I don't know what happened before this because it basically started on his little, again, no pun intended. He rant there and he's clearly pissed off about women and, he's had some bad relationships in the past. And on a podcast he was on, he talked about how this woman, did him wrong and treated him like shit. And, dude, we get it, As the great Artie Lang said, we get it, man. Okay? If anybody's ever listened to any one of my podcasts, I mean, I've gone through hell and back with women. And, it is what it is. The sex makes up for it. But I'm just saying, in general, I've been through a lot of shit too, and I try not to come across as angry or bitter or nothing like that. But it's hard sometimes. It really is. Like, I always say, like, with women, it just, they bring out the best and worst out of guys at the same time. And like, women will always have that power, You guys do. You do. We got nothing, I'm just saying everybody should treat, everybody with respect, both ways. It doesn't matter. But, certain people, they just, have lower standards, towards other people. Again, no pun. And clearly this guy was really pissed off. I mean, you caught this guy at a bad time. The morning time. I used to serve people coffee. I learned if you fuck up a person's cup of coffee, you basically fucked up their day. So yeah, I mean, it seems like more of a breakfast place, whatever. I'm sure in the morning you're just getting some food, whatever, and he doesn't expect this shit. He doesn't expect days later to be viral online, and everybody just give him all this attention. And he's just starting to lose it. At this bagel shop here. What's it called? The Bagel Boss. Bagel Boss. I don't know if it's owned by the or no, what's it called? The Cake Boss. The same chain? I don't know. I never heard of it. Maybe it's a United States thing. Who knows? But yeah, he's just losing it. I mean, he's got the paper. He's just, throwing it on the ground. He's just, attacking everybody. And like at one point, he's literally going up to this one guy, and like again, I'm trying not to laugh here, but like he's like antagonizing him. I mean, like he's just asking for it. I mean, like on some level, like psychologically, I guess he wants to be like punched out and shit. I don't know, who knows, but he's just like losing it, and it's again, I'm trying not to laugh. I'm sorry, but it's funny because like at one point when he's arguing with the guy, he's literally on his tippy toes and he's just trying to like. I don't know, man. It's like when like Barney was arguing with Fred or something, and it just and he just keeps pushing him, he's like, all right, you want to fight, go ahead, and then like the one guy just like tackles him, like fucking like fucking mini me or something, and it just. Like then it's just sad. It's not fun anymore. I mean, it sort of is. I'm not gonna lie. It is kind of funny, But it's like, what the fuck, man. I mean, like we get it. You've been through a lot of shit. But you gotta just maintain your composure. Like I said before, I can't imagine what it's like being that short. I don't think I've been 5 feet since I was, I don't know, like 12 or 13, I guess. I don't know, like who knows, but it sucks. And apparently this guy, I mean, he does a lot of videos online too, and a lot of people say this is just bullshit. A lot of people saying he's just faking it just to get attention, whatever. I'm not gonna lie to you. Me personally, I think someone just recorded him. I don't think this thing was staged at all. I think this guy is like this 24/7. Like even in the store, they said this guy always comes by, always talks shit. He's always disrespectful to the women there, or the people there, whatever. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like that this guy is just always like this, and yeah, it's sad. I mean, like he even mentioned before in a podcast that he was in a mental hospital before, trying to get help for it, and clearly it worked. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said before, I've never been short. I don't know what it's like, but like, I mean, picture like, let's say you're even like 6 feet, okay? Picture if you're a foot shorter than that, and that's your life. I mean, you could, be built like 10 feet wide the other way, but people are still going to see you as a short guy. It sucks. I mean, it really does. Like people will not take you seriously, and I try not to think like that. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I got a couple friends that are shorter, and I don't know. Like, a lot of them, yeah, they do seem to kind of, be more louder. Maybe it's like they just want to be heard. They feel they, can't be heard because they're just not as tall, and they just want to be taken seriously and just make sure that everything that they do is heard. And like and sometimes it's bad. I mean, like they result to, like doing, drugs and drinking too much, and I don't know, and of course that's not going to help because once they're on that shit, I mean, they're going to feel like they're 10 feet tall, but really they're still the same height, and it sucks, man. Like it must really suck for them. I mean, like I said, just treat everybody with respect, man. Like who cares if you're short or tall? It doesn't matter, But at the same time, like the way you go about it is, it's a big thing too, I mean, I like my friends. I mean, the shorter ones, they can be disrespectful too, But again, like a lot of it is just based on attitude, But I'll tell you one thing though. I mean, women do not. For the most part, I don't think they like short guys because a lot of times I always like ask women like, "What's one thing you don't like in a guy physically?" And most of the times it's either just wearing a mustache or being short, So unless you're Tom Selleck, I mean, you're screwed. I mean, and unless you got money, I mean, you'd be surprised too. I mean, guys like, Tom Cruise, Mark Wahlberg, Wesley Snipes, I mean, they're all shorter guys, but they're movie stars, they got money, it's not hard for them to get dates, but at the same time, I mean, maybe on some level, they feel they got to like kind of, keep up their energy and keep, bulked up and all that shit. And, always wanting to prove themselves, Like Tom Cruise, I mean, the guy always does his own stunts. I give him props just for doing that, honestly. I mean, a lot of people always shit on Tom Cruise. I don't know why. I mean, the guy has been relevant for a long time now. I mean, he still is today, still doing those Mission Impossible movies. The guy's like hanging off cliffs and planes. I mean, it's fucking crazy what this guy does. Like, but on some level, like, is he doing it because he's shorter and he's trying to prove something, or is he just doing it just because that's him? I mean, who cares? Like, I don't know. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's only a question that he can answer. But this guy's attitude, it just, from what I've seen from a lot of his videos, it just seems like he's he's just got just a bad attitude towards it, instead of just like moving forward and moving on, like he's just, blaming all these people and, women are, just blaming women for shit. And, and that's one thing I've learned, like me personally, is that women do not like angry guys, and, especially foreign women. I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm not trying to, stereotype foreign women, but I'm just saying, like, things are different, like, compared to, let's say, North America to overseas. I mean, if you go overseas, like, everyone's way more happy. That's just my opinion. And I think there's a reason for that. It's just because I think they just, like, like more positive vibes and they keep it moving, And if a woman, is very nice and positive and she sees a guy that's, like, negative, I mean, she doesn't want to be a part of that. And you can't blame her. I mean, who wants to be around negativity, but again, maybe that's caused by, the height thing, it's just something that you just can't get past, it sucks, but it happens, man. I got one story where, I was like bar back / dishwasher at this club one time, and a lot of times I just look at the crowd, you see all the pretty girls and all that, everyone's just partying, having a good time, whatever, when someone sneak me maybe a couple shots behind the bar, I'm having a good time too, whatever, you gotta do something to pass the time. So anyways, on the dance floor, this one dude entered, and he was like this little dude. I mean, he couldn't have been more than 5 feet. He was like this little Rastafarian guy, he had the dreads, this guy was basically his own party. And I looked around, I was like, is this guy with anybody? Is he just chilling by himself? He's just going solo, and he's just chilling. He's just, like he didn't need anybody to have a good time with. He's just, partying on his own, just having a good time. And he's just, doing his own thing. And like he's there and like, talking to people. And then like maybe a couple hours later or something, like I see him leaving. Right behind him is like 3 of the tallest, cutest white girls you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, did he meet these people here maybe before? Like maybe, but maybe this guy's just got good game. You know what I mean? So, maybe he's got good weed. I don't know. The point is, like, again, I don't think it's a short thing. I don't think it's, oh, you're short, you can't get women. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. I saw a story on the dude who is, he played Ricardo Montalban's assistant, Mr. Roki's assistant there on Fantasy Island. Welcome to Fantasy Island. Have you ever seen a midget naked? Oh, wait a minute. You can't say midget anymore. No, you have to say little people. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem saying little people. I really don't. I get it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'd prefer to be called by my name instead of hey fat ass. But I adjust. But at the same time, I get it. A lot of people do say the word midget is as bad as the N word. I am not one of those people. Okay, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'll talk about that one another time. But I mean, there's no fucking way it's as bad as the N word. Okay. And no offense. I mean, but I mean to be called a little person. I mean, is that any better? I mean, really? I mean, Spud Webb and Muggsy Bogues were little people. Okay. I'm just saying, and Spud Webb was only 5'7", okay? If you don't know who Spud Webb is, he was an NBA player. Same thing with Muggsy Bogues. And Spud Webb, like I said, 5'7", yet he won the 1986 NBA Slam Dunk Contest, okay? So, again, doesn't matter how short you are. If you can jump, you got this, all right? Short people can jump. White man can jump. I've learned a lot of things in my life. But anyways, Fantasy Island was a show that was on for quite a while. I think like 7, 8 seasons, something like that. And it starred this dude who would basically give you a fantasy. You would dream of something. He'd bring you to this island. 7 seasons. There you go. Lucky number 7. But if you were so lucky to actually go to this island, he would give you your dream come true. And, he had this helper that was played by the actor Hervé Villechaize. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. I don't read right. So, and he played a character called Tattoo. Where they got the name Tattoo, I don't know. Cool name though, I remember in That's My Boy with Adam Sandler. He got a tattoo of tattoo, I got a tattoo of tattoo. I thought that was funny. And then like he got on his back and like he'd put up his shoulders like, get plane. I mean, it's funny to us, like, but at the same time, I mean, this guy had to go through like so much shit, And, speaking of which, another great actor, Peter Dinklage, who is on Game of Thrones. Pretty much the only dude I know on Game of Thrones. I watched that show for a bit. I couldn't get into it. Again, that's a long story. I don't know, whatever. I don't know, something about the dragon taking the throne. I don't know, who gives a shit. The point is, he did a movie, Peter, and he did a movie called My Dinner with Hervé. My Dinner with Hervé. And it's about the life and times of Hervé Villechaize. And the guy went through a lot of shit, man. I mean, imagine being that small and like having a hit show. I mean, this guy's partying his ass off, whatever. But people coming up to him, going, hey, say the plane, hey, I should picture, hey, you're short, hey, like just constant teasing, man. Like it fucking sucks. I mean, holy shit. I mean, the guy's a fucking human being, man. He's not a fucking piñata. I mean, Jesus Christ, like. But it sucks. I mean, and people are still putting up with this shit today, I mean, that scene in, what was it, Elf, Peter Dinklage, I'm sure he read for it and he said, "Oh, fuck it, it's funny, whatever." And but the scene where the I don't know, Will Ferrell's making fun of him, like does Santa know that you left the North Pole, and he's just breaking his balls, and like it's a funny scene, like he gets on the table, attacks him, all that shit, but. I mean, there's a part of it where it's like, I mean, I don't know. I just wonder about, dudes like Peter. Like, I mean, do they do a role like this and think, it's just funny, who cares? Or do they think, fuck, man, is this all I am? Like, is this, like, don't people think more of me? And I don't know, man. That's just me, I mean, I just think he's a funny guy, Doesn't matter his height or whatever. And here's some irony for you. Apparently, in the next couple years, Peter Dinklage is going to play a role in the movie The Dwarf. And it says here he plays a dwarf in the medieval Italian court, brings the kingdom to the brink of ruin by manipulating the prince he serves. Well, I mean, clearly he doesn't give a shit. Clearly he's just gonna take on the role, whatever. That's it. So, like I said, I mean, like we laugh at this shit, and but just don't think these people are like outside the movie. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Just treat them with respect. Like another example, like Vern Troyer. Now, Vern Troyer, played Willow. But obviously he got famous, for being in the Austin Power movies as Mini-Me, And I mean, that shit was just fucking hilarious. Like when he got introduced in the second movie, I mean, out of the three, for sure, I think the second one is the funniest for sure. But yeah, I mean, that was just fucking hilarious. Like him going back and forth with him and Mike Myers, just all that shit. I mean, it was just like it was funny, But then I saw a clip of Vern Troyer like back in the day on whatever Surreal Life or something, and I mean the guy was just like fucking drunk off his ass and just pissing in the plants. And again, I'm sure the whole height thing like fucked with him, man. And it's just fucking sad, And I just want to say, man, like honestly, like you were a really funny guy, man. Rest in peace. And, like, again, just treat people with fucking respect, man. I mean, Jesus. Like, I don't know. It's 2019. It's 2019, right? Yeah. It's not 20 yet? Yeah. It will be soon, though. But, yeah, I mean, it must suck for a lot of these dudes. And it just, I mean, it's hard enough for, like, these actors, like, finding work, And okay, like another perfect example, like Eric the actor from the Howard Stern show. Again, rest in peace. They used to call him Eric the midget, but it's not PC anymore. Can't do that, so we got to call him Eric the actor. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he was much of an actor. I mean, he was in one show. I don't know. I don't know. I just remember he had a funny line. He was just like some kind of landlord or something, and he's like, "Keys, woman," and it's just like he had a really funny voice, and I like the dude always rip on him, like it was funny. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know, like like he always did this weird thing, like it just like and and then he's like, I don't make the sound, and like and he was always like fucking angry, like he was so fucking angry, but again, like he beat the odds. Like he wasn't supposed to live, until a certain age or whatever. But I mean, like I swear, I thought for a while, like I think they brought him in once in the studio, but I swear, like I thought they just made him up for the show. I thought it was some kind of like robot or some shit, because I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, I mean, what are the odds of finding, a little person that is this angry, that is almost like a real life version of Mini-Me. Like he was even like more angry than Mini-Me. I mean, it was just like, it was so fucking surreal. Like if you got the chance, like listen to a couple clips on YouTube. Like I can't do it justice. I mean, it was just fucking hilarious. And like, I don't know, they're always just trying to get him laid, and like he'd always just complain about everything, it was just fucking surreal, man. Like, But yeah, check that out on YouTube. Trust me, you'll have a good laugh. Anyways, going back to Nikki Santoro here. So yeah, this guy's still just like losing in the bagel shop, like after he gets up from being tackled, whatever. He's still pissed off. I mean, he just wants to, get some respect, and clearly he's not getting it. I mean, like he sees people like smirking at him, and I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, like I said, I'm a bigger dude, so maybe it's kind of like a short thing, big thing, whatever. I mean, people like it kind of does fuck with you sometimes. Like you think to yourself, like, are people laughing at me? Because if I had one bad experience, then like, will it always happen? And I'm sure what this is what this guy feels like. Like all the time, like people are just constantly looking at him. Like he had one bad experience, and it's just gonna follow him for the rest of his life. And he feels that people were smirking at him and like biting their upper lip and just trying to like hold in laughter. And one point in the video, he's like, you're not God or my father or my boss, and he's just like really pissed off. Like he's just had it up to here. He just doesn't want to take it anymore. And he just wants to live life by his rules. But again, I mean, a lot of it is just attitude. I mean, I always wonder, like, if a guy like this was like 6 feet, I mean, I think he would still be the same. If anything, he'd be more dangerous because he'd be a bigger guy. And who knows, maybe he would have like, hurt somebody so bad that maybe he would have killed him. Maybe he'd be in jail right now. And I'm not saying he can't hurt anybody now. I'm not trying to, knock his size or nothing. But I'm just saying, I mean, maybe that would make him more dangerous, And a lot of it is just attitude. Like it really is. I mean, and a lot of times, like, like I said before about the whole like drinking and drugs thing, a lot of the bad shit will come out after, because you're holding all this shit in. I mean, clearly this guy's not holding anything in. Like I said before, this is another proud moment for my people, but like clearly this guy doesn't give a shit anymore, but again, I don't think this guy ever did. I don't think this guy ever cared about anybody but himself. And again, maybe he's got a mental illness. I said before, he went somewhere, tried to get help. Clearly, it did not go over that well. See somebody else that's different. Maybe someone else can give you another perspective, another set of eyes. I don't know. But now this guy has just completely blown up, and I mean, who knows what's going to be next for this guy? I mean, I don't know. I mean, now he's just being interviewed all over the place. I mean, clearly he's going to milk this thing for all it's worth. The only thing that I think is really stupid, I think he said something like he's a prophet or something. Like Martin Luther King. I'm like, okay, dude, let's not go nuts here, okay? I mean, you're a short Italian that is clearly being burned by a lot of women, okay? You're not helping anything by saying that I have a dream that short people will rise and kick everyone's ass. No, please don't. Just, dude, I'm telling you right now, shut the fuck up. I'm telling you, like, again, like, this isn't even like a short thing anymore. This is just making all the Italians look bad again. I don't know. I look at this guy, I'm thinking of scenes from Do the Right Thing. I mean, this is, this isn't a pizza parlor, put any picture you want on the wall. I don't give a fuck. Just, dude, don't let your demons, contradict, your size, and it's not all about you. Just take it easy. Take it easy. I mean, we got bad enough shit going on in the movies and TV shows and actors, like I mentioned. But I mean, even songs. I mean, there's even like songs out there about how it sucks being short. Like Randy Newman like had a song called "Short People." Short people got no reason to live. And what is he trying to accomplish with this song? I mean, they got little hands and little eyes, and they walk around telling great big lies. They got little noses and tiny little teeth. They wear platform shoes on their nasty little feet. Now, what's happened to Randy Newman's life? I mean, okay, he's making money off Toy Story, but I mean, holy shit, like what? Okay, I don't know. Like, did he? I don't know. Did he have a bad experience in China? Like, what the fuck happened here? I don't know. It's just weird, man. Why can't you make cool songs? Like Too Short. You know, blow the whistle, blow the whistle. You know, he's talking about girls that he knows called Blowjob Betty. I mean, he's just trying to keep it interesting. That's all. He doesn't give a shit about his height. He's just pimping. Pimping ain't easy, but it sure is fun. Now, people always think it's the worst thing to be short, but I'm on a website here called tallmenshoes.com. Irony, you'll see in a bit. But they give you the 5 good, strong points of being short. Number 1, faster reaction times. 2, a greater ability to accelerate body movements. 3, stronger muscles in proportion to body weight. Which, by the way, I just want to say this. Like, if you ever look at a shorter person, I mean, they always say that they can build body mass way better. And if you see like a lot of actors, a lot of actors are, the average height in Hollywood has got to be, for a guy, maybe 5'8", something like that, maybe even shorter, who knows. But there's a reason why for that, is because these dudes, they're just built differently. I'm a fat mess. My body looks like a wet bag of laundry on good days. But a lot of these dudes, they're very, small and stringy, but when they gain weight, it just, they bulk up that quickly, and they just look like they're on roids naturally. So that's a huge advantage right there. Number 4, greater endurance and the ability to rotate the body faster. And number 5, less likelihood of breaking bones when falling. So there's lots of advantages of being smaller. And I'm going back to, I truly do believe that a lot of it is just mental. It really is. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. You do get dealt a bad hand sometimes in life. Maybe you're fat, maybe you're too skinny, maybe your ass is the size of Kansas, maybe it's flat as a pancake. I don't know, but with short people, I guess on some level it does suck. But at the same time, like, it's all how you take it. It really is. People are going to make fun of you regardless. It doesn't matter how you look like. It really doesn't. It really doesn't matter. People will just make fun of you constantly. Who cares? Let them. In the end, this guy's getting the last laugh because now he's getting all this attention. Now, a lot of it is negative. Maybe he can somehow spin it into something, maybe a deal for him. And, maybe the irony is that maybe he'll see how he's acting, and say, you know what, shit, I'm coming across as like a dick, or maybe I shouldn't be saying these things. And, sometimes it just takes, a mirror to see how you're really acting in life. And that mirror for the past, I'd say, maybe 10, 15 years has been the internet. The internet will be the ultimate judge in physical appearance, mental, everything. Once you're on there, you're going to get judged regardless of what you look like. Short, tall, skinny, fat, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just the way you handle it and, how you treat people and how you want to be treated. You think a guy like Kevin Hart really gives a shit about his height. I mean, maybe on some level he does, but this guy's killing it right now. This guy is everywhere on TV, movies, interviews, stand up. I mean, the guy is like, he's the number one pick right now. I mean, who knows how long that's going to last, but for right now, he's enjoying it. And a lot of times people rip on him for being short, but in the end, who gives a fuck? Who cares? He knows how talented he is, and that's all that matters. The point is, just get past it. Who cares? One of my favorite funny movies of all time, especially during around the Christmas holidays, is good old Bad Santa. And there's a great scene in there with Bernie Mac, rest in peace, and Tony Cox. Now they're trying to get good old Billy Bob Thornton, aka Bad Santa, off the throne because he's just absolute shit-faced. And they're just having an argument back and forth. And Tony Cox is just basically saying, look, man, I can't lift this fucker up. I mean, I'm 3 fucking feet. And they just keep going back and forth. And Bernie Mac says, you got some lip on you, midget. Now, keep in mind, in 2003, you were sort of able to say midget. I mean, they don't give you as much shit as they do today, but, it is what it is. And then Tony Cox says, well, these lips were on your wife's pussy last night. Why don't you dust that thing off once in a while? Asshole. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if we should all be so lucky to be that close every day to one of the most beautiful, most exquisite things in life, then who are we to complain? Shouldn't we just all be happy? Or are we going to be pissed off like Chris Morgan, aka the Bagel Guy?